With this brand new media landscape, now the NBA viewing audience gets a brand new perspective to what's going on behind the curtains, as a lot of these players now have platforms to speak up. And Raja Bell spoke about something that I found very interesting. He mentioned how some NBA teams had a database on certain players. Not only did it contain things about their skill sets, it contained random comments made by team personnel, or it could be someone that drove the bus, about their character, and it was random. So anyone could input something on the player's profile, and it could be anything about his character flaw or lack of.
Like I was, because I also, let me just tell you this. I'll tell you a little quick story. I think I've said it before. When I got into the Cleveland Cavs front office, I was trying to learn on the fly, a lot of different things, scouting, all of this, right? And so there's this scouting database that you can go into, plug in a name, and when you plug in the name, it will give you, it'll give you a bunch of information on the player's stats and all of that. But what it'll also give you is any interview that you've done with a staff member of another team or a security guard or anyone who gave you what they call quote unquote intel on the player. And you're kind of obligated to type that up and put it in his file. So I looked myself up, right? And it was good stuff, like until I got to Charlotte. And when I got to Charlotte, it was an unnamed staff member that just eviscerated me to whoever in Cleveland was doing this report. They said, I was this and I was that. They questioned the legitimacy of my children with my wife. I mean, this was in detail.
Oh my God.
What? Bro, I was seething. And right then and there, I said, you know what, bro? We have to be better. And I said this in our meetings with the Cavs. I was like, this has to be better. This can't be in people's files. This is unvetted information. It's patently false, because I can tell you for a fact, because it's about me, right? And they know my wife and my kids are there, right? So this is lunacy. And the fact that we're putting any credence into this is beyond me. And the pushback I got was, well, we have to have some insight into who a player is and so on and so forth. And I get it. But at the same time, it can't be this. It can't be like...
That's completely irresponsible though, bro. And the person is unnamed too. That's cowardly.
That's analytics culture right there. These people don't want the responsibility of traveling out and talking to people. That sounds like a complete analytical cultural thing. These guys just want everything in a database, and they're just going off of what the data says. But just randomized intel, I don't know if that's just the way to go, because that definitely could affect players' contracts. I don't know how the players union even accepts something like that. There's no problem with having a database full of players' skill sets or what they do, their habits, their tendencies, but just random intel with no name on it. I mean, you could look at it this way. An owner could be mad that a player walked out in free agency due to the fact that he had a more lucrative offer elsewhere. Then they could put in a random comment and act like it comes from a random staff member. These are the kind of gray areas that allow when stuff like that plays. But it's very interesting that the Cleveland Cavaliers had a database like this, and I'm wondering if it was just them or if other NBA teams had a similar database. But all this stems from analytical culture. And to me, it's kind of front office laziness. A lot of these guys just don't want to travel and speak to other NBA personnel on the player's character and do their own interviews and research. Very lazy.